I swear I'm losing it. I just did a whole recording and guess what? It wasn't recording. So we're gonna start over. Tonight we're going to make crescent roll lasagna. Basically, you just use crescent rolls and you put little lasagna ingredients inside of it. And I know I've made the crescent roll tacos, which I really enjoyed. So I think this will be good. And then I'm going to go ahead and make the sauce and prep it all. And then Alyssa, Armand's girlfriend's coming over later. And then I'm going to let her do the second batch and I'll record her making the second batch. So you'll get two people today making stuff. So that's kind of exciting. And then we're going to make a michelada right now because I just think that sounds really good. If you haven't had one, it's one of my favorite like beverages. It's basically beer and Bloody Mary mixed with some lime juice, lime and stuff around the rim of the glass, but you can tell it's been a long day. I'm a little brain fried. But yesterday I got really excited because I ordered some new glasses. I've had this prescription for about 5 years, and there's a chip on this side, and of course my eyes have gotten worse, so I needed stronger lenses. So I'm really excited, and you'll see them when they come in about a week or two. But let's get started, and the first thing we're going to do is make a michelada. All right, for a michelada, I'm going to use a V8 spicy. I used to buy Mr. T's Bold and Spicy Bloody Mary mix, but it's gone up, like it's tripled in price. I don't know why. So now I just use this. My friend gave me this mug for my birthday. Thank you, Dan. A beer, a lime, and then this is celery salt with tahini in it. And then you'll see I basically cut the lime, and then we dip the glass in here. Then we pour in the beer, and then we top it off with the, tomato mix, whatever you're using. This is what I'm using tonight, but this will be my michelada, which is one of my favorite beverages. Just saying. Alrighty, you take your lime wedge, squeeze it around the edge of the glass. It's got some lime around it. Then you take your glass and you dip it in your mix. Like I said, minus celery, salt, and tahini together in there. Then we take our beer and we pour the beer in the glass. Yum, yum, yum. And then take some of this spicy Bloody Mary mix. We put some of that in there. Then we take our lime and we squeeze it and put it in there. And there we have one yummy michelada. Cheers. Okay, cheers. Delicious. All right, so the crescent roll lasagna, I'm doubling the recipe, like I said, and Alyssa, I'm going to make one batch and then Alyssa's going to make the second one. The ingredients are mozzarella cheese, Parmesan cheese. I'm using 4 of these crescent rolls because we're doubling it. Salt, pepper, tomato paste, ricotta cheese, eggs, Italian sausage, ground beef, onion, and minced garlic, parsley, and oregano. So typical kind of Italian, sauce recipe. So let's get started. All right, step 1 is sauteing the onion, and I've put in olive oil. So that is step 1. Step 2 is browning the meat. So we've got olive oil, ground hamburger, and Italian sausage. So we're going to brown this, and then we have to drain it before we add it over with the other ingredients. So this is step 2. Okay, the hamburger and the Italian sausage are almost done cooking. Oops, fogged up my camera. And then as that was cooking, I mixed the tomato paste and the other ingredients. So I will obviously include that in the recipe, but that's what I've done so far. Getting this all prepared, and then we'll add the beef to this. So this all needs to simmer for about 5 minutes, which will give me time to drain the beef and get that ready. All right, we've added the meat and the sauce together. We're going to let this simmer for about 5 minutes as well. And in the meantime, we're going to get the rest of the ingredients ready. All right, as the tomato and meat simmer a little bit longer, I'm using ricotta cheese. The recipe called for cottage cheese, but I wanted to use ricotta. 2 eggs and a half a cup of Parmesan cheese. And there's our tomato sauce ready. So, all ready. Yay. Okay, here's a little tidbit for you. I found these in the dollar store. They're pre-cut parchment paper pieces, which is like perfect. And they were $1.25. So if you got a dollar store near you, you can get pre-cut parchment paper. Pretty cool, huh? Check it out, man. Isn't that cool? So there you have it. That is 1 can of crescent rolls. I spread them out, and then it says to seal the edges, and I'm assuming it wants me to seal that up so that the sauce can't leak out. So now we're going to put in some meat, and I'll show you the next step. Okay, the recipe says to spread half the meat sauce, but because I doubled the recipe, I guess I've kind of got to figure out 1/4 of this. So wish me luck. And one disadvantage about cooking in the summer is it gets so hot in the kitchen. I'm hot. Anyway. So as you can see, because I doubled the recipe, I'm just using 1/4 of the meat sauce for now. So it said to spread it within 1 inch of the edge. I guess that looks like 1 inch of the edge to me. All right, and then we spread the ricotta cheese, the Parmesan cheese, and the egg. We're going to spread this over the meat. So we've spread that out. Now we're going to put a little bit more meat sauce on there. All right, there's some more meat sauce we've added. Wow. And we added a layer of mozzarella cheese. Now we're going to unroll the other package of crescent rolls and put this on top. All right, there's the other package of crescent rolls. I've got to pinch the edges together and seal them on the edge so that the sauce and stuff doesn't come out the side. All right, I have sealed it the best I could. Remember, I've never made this before, so my guess is when Alyssa shows up to make the next one, she can learn from any mistakes I've made. I'm supposed to brush this with milk now over the top of it and then sprinkle sesame seeds, but unfortunately, I don't have any sesame seeds, so no sesame seeds, but I will brush it with milk. We're now going to put this in the oven at 375 degrees for 25 minutes. Okay, there you have it. There's my first time ever making a crescent roll lasagna. So I'll let you see the finished result once it's done. And then, like I said, Alyssa's coming over later, so she's going to make a second one, and she can correct any mistakes I made in this one since I'd never made this before. Anyway, I hope you're all having a great evening. Cheers. Oh, and hi to the guy in Safeway that I met tonight. I think Daniel was his name. Anyway, cheers. All right, guys, that's my crescent roll lasagna. It looks really good and it smells really good. So, gotta let it cool down for a little bit. So, stay tuned. So, folks, okay, I have served the first part of the dinner, and Alyssa's here to make part 2. Yay! Yay! So we're gonna show. She's gonna do all the steps for you. I'm gonna videotape it, so this will be fun because I don't actually have to try to pause and record. And Armand, what's up?
I'm the sous chef,
yes?
basically.
I'm the eater.
You're the eater?
Yeah.
And you've already had some of it. How was it?
It was excellent.
How you like?
Crispy on the outside, smushy on the inside. Lots of flavor.
What would you rate it out of 10?
20,000 out of 10.
Wow. You heard it here first, folks.
Okay, let's get going.
Okay, so here we have a cookie sheet prepped with this really handy singular piece of parchment. And then you're going to open up this crescent roll package. Okay. Now we're opening this up, and I'm waiting for it to pop. I'm kind of nervous. Are you sure?
Okay. If it doesn't pop, then put it on the edge of the table.
Oh, do you have to go like this? Okay, Armand was able to get it over. It is now open. I mean, not over. Okay, so. And now you're going to take this out.
The whole thing.
The whole thing. And you're going to unroll it.
Yep.
You're going to have to edit this. Okay.
So we unroll it
Mm-hmm.
like that. Keeping it on the parchment paper.
Yes. Shit. Okay. The next step is to pinch this together so that when we add the filling in eventually, it's not going to come out of the outskirts. So all around the perimeter, you pinch.
And then right here, you pinch these seams together as well because you don't want any holes.
No holes.
Exactly.
No seepage.
Perfect.
So the next step is taking this meat filling and putting it inside of the pastry. And we're going to spread it out after I put it all in.
Perfect. Looks delicious.
Okay, while you're spreading it out, you have to make sure to leave about an inch around the edges. Cut. Okay, now we're going to put this ricotta egg mixture on top of the meat.
Yeah, there's some Parmesan cheese too.
And Parmesan cheese, yeah. Okay, now you're going to take the remainder of the meat mixture and you're going to put it on over the cheese. We'll spread it out after.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. This will be our third layer.
And then I think the final one is mozzarella. And then another layer of the dough. So there's a couple more layers.
Okay, now you're going to take a generous amount of mozzarella cheese and sprinkle it over our meat layer.
Looks delicious.
Yep.
Obviously, you can use as much as you want. It's your.
Yeah.
You sure you want to eat olives?
Okay, sure. You want me to use some?
Yeah, I think you should. I think
Okay.
it'd be kind of. I mean, I think
Sure,
it'd be good. And when I made mine, now I wish I had added olives. So you can talk about how after we made the first one, we realized it would be very good with olives.
I'll talk about that.
I feel that would have been a nice addition. Shit, I'm gonna have to just do it this way, I guess. Obviously, you didn't get the memo that I didn't want the goddamn juice. Shh, don't tell anyone. Okay. Yeah, I wish this was in the other batch because honestly, I think this is going to be a really good addition. I think it's going to be a good flavor. So hold on. Oh, great.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Next up, second roll of crescent.
Woo!
Okay, hold on. Let me find where it says peel spoon at seam.
just look at it. Just push like where there's a seam. Okay, hold on. Woo!
Okay, you guys already know what to do next. You're going to put the last layer of dough right over the top.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Good job.
And just like last time, you're going to want to seal all of these seams in the middle and around the perimeter to lock it in. Okay, and the last and final step before we put this in the oven is you're going to want to take milk on a brush and you're going to brush the top of it. It's kind of like an egg wash, but it's a milk wash.
Nice. And the recipe called for sesame seeds, but we don't got no sesame seeds.
So who cares?
You can put whatever your little heart desires.
Yeah.
My heart desires milk.
Right. Okay, so this is going to go into the oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 1 hour?
No, for 25 minutes.
For 25 minutes.
Looks good. Woo!
And don't forget to set your timer.
25 minutes.
25 minutes.
Yeah, baby.
So I think after making this recipe that I think it should be called the life hack lasagna, because lasagna is typically a hard recipe to make, but this is really simple and it tastes just as good.
Yeah. Perfect.
Ready?
Yep.
All right. It's coming out of the oven.
Woo!
It looks great.
Looks delicious. Yum.
This is our completed, what is it called? Life hack lasagna after the oven. After you take that out.
Yee! Yee!